Wow, that wasn't as violent as I kind of wish it was. Oh, hello everybody, I didn't see that. Okay, just throw that on my bed. Fix this up. Rearrange this. There you go. Do my hair a little. And we are back. Little tiny break yesterday. It was just yesterday. But for the most part, I think. Besides that little break I had the other day, we're back, and today we are bringing you some controversial Goosebumps episodes. These are episodes basically with very mixed opinions. Like, some people, well, a big majority think it's bad, or a big majority thinks it's good. But either way, there's an argument because people don't know what to think of the episode. Some episodes are very easy, because some episodes like Deep Trouble, there's a majority that do like them, and I'm one of them. I don't like it. I'm just like, okay, it's not terrible dog shit. It's just not very well made. It could have been better, but get off topic a little bit. There's a clear reason for why it's terrible. It's because, first of all, it was the last episode of the series, so they didn't try as much. I presume. Also, I don't feel like it was the strongest, had the weakest plot in general, and it just overall was the least enjoyable. And what a terrible way to end Goosebumps. Like, it was like that was literally the last episode, which really sucks. I'm just gonna point that out. But, overall, yeah, I think you already get the point here. We're going over controversial Goosebumps episodes. They don't have a clear answer. There's a few. This is a double. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Right? Now, starting with the first one. A shocker on Shocker Street. A shocker on feet. A shocker on shock feet. So I got my shock feet on, guys. I got my narwhal slippers. Anyways, shocker on Shock Street. Now, why do I think this one's controversial? Well, there's a good reason for that. What did I just say at the beginning? There's definitely an argument, because I hear, this is just from me, when I see reviews for this episode, or anything revolving it, whether it's like a mention of it in a video, or something, usually it's like negative, like, I don't think that episode is very good. I'm like, okay, I'm like, wow, because I see a lot of people also really like this episode, and think it's pretty well made. I'm personally in the in-between. I think it's just alright. I feel like it's more good than bad. It definitely has some of the best special, practical effects and stuff. I feel like this was one of the more enjoyable episodes of, I think, Season 2. I don't even know anymore. But, I really enjoyed this episode. We're just going to the episode reviews now. But, and I just see a lot of people just don't. So that's why I put this on here, because I just always see this argument of, is this episode good or bad? Like, I just always see people going, no, it's bad, it's not very good. Then there's just, every now and then I see people like, it's pretty good. I'm like, this is a lot of, I feel like this one's very there's a lot of arguments resolving this episode. And I don't think it's that bad, honestly. But, yeah, that is Shocker on Shock Street. I think it is very underrated. But also, a little, I think the criticism is very well deserved. But, yeah, that's just my opinion, and, yeah, this definitely a controversial episode, I'll say that. And there's an episode I think we can all agree is not very good. Ghost Beach. Now, it's just my opinion, of course, probably, and I know there's probably someone watching who agrees. I know there's a lot of people who don't like this episode, too. But, Ghost Beach. Critically acclaimed, and because I'm a critic. What? This episode overall was not very enjoyable. I get really bored halfway through it. And, I feel like this is just the least cared about one. Like, there was barely any effort put into it, because it was just so simple and easy. It just didn't feel like they cared that much. But also because I don't think the plot was very well written. I think the acting wasn't even that good here. But we're getting into review territory, guys. Let's shut up about that. Why is this controversial? Well, there's a lot of people who hate this episode and like this episode. I say there's a lot more hate because I have barely seen anybody who likes this episode, but I've seen some people going like, this episode ain't too bad. I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't disrespect opinions, guys. Unless you think Son of Slappy's good, like, I might not want to be your friend. Well, I mean, it's okay to think it's alright, but I mean, if you think it's like a very good book, like top 10, like, fuck you. Just genuine fuck you. Anyways, Ghost Beach just has a lot of controversy, to say the least. Definitely a lot of people out there who hate it more than people who like it. But then again, I might be wrong, but from what I've seen on YouTube at least, there's so many people who just hate it. Exact Baby TV was one of them. And then there's a few more out there. Probably some of you watching this hates this more likely, because it's a big majority I always see out there on YouTube. But there's always some of you who like this episode, and I do respect you. You can like this episode if you want. But I'm not here to say which is good, if it's good or not. It's just overall a very controversial episode because of it wasn't the best quality, I'll say that. So, yeah. Definitely a controversial episode, and it's probably one of the most controversial in the series. But these two, hoo-wee, one of them I don't see as much, but one of them, a lot of criticism, okay? Let's get into that. So, let's start off with half of this DVD. Go Eat Worms. Now, Go Eat Worms. Why is it controversial? Because it has mixed opinions. Some people think it's good, and guess what? Some people think it's amazing! Some people think it's bad. Some people are good. I am personally in between. I think it's not terrible. I think the giant worm scene is pretty cool. Little spoilers. But, I mean, we've all seen them now. Okay, we've seen them all now, okay? Come on, if you've watched this, you've got to have seen all of these. Are you fucking kidding me? Anyways. I mean, who hasn't, okay? So, don't yell at me. Overall, Go Eat Worms, there's a bit of controversy, because I see a lot of people who dislike this episode strongly. I think this episode's creepy because of the music. It reminds me of That It's Ghost, because there's always this weird, music every now and then, scattered through some episodes, but it's completely unique. I've never heard that instrument much before. This episode has, like, a mix of seagull sounds, and it's really creepy, or, bird-like sounds, and it's overall creepy for the music, I must say. Some other episodes, like Headless Ghost, that's what this really reminds me of. That's why I personally think some people probably like this one, because of the creepy music, and also because there's a lot of cool stuff, and definitely some creepy lighting, and creepy writing in general. I like the worms. The endings, though, not really good. Not very good ending. Kind of funny, though. But, yeah, overall, Go Eat Worms is a bit of a controversial episode, and I can definitely see why some people like and hate this episode. Now let's get to the number one. One Day at Horrorland. Because it's number one is One Day at Horrorland. Let's get into it. Number 1 Day at Horrorland. So, Day at Horrorland. Okay, One Day at Horrorland is an extremely controversial episode. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen so many people trash on this. Because I must say, the first part was not the worst thing. It was bearable, to say the least. I definitely liked some of it. But the second part really fucks you in the ass. Like the anus, dog. It gives you anal sex while you're watching it, and it hurts. Because imagine you have this, that's how big it is, okay? That's your whole, and this is what's going in. My whole arm. That's how bad it feels to watch this episode. That's how much it hurts. And there's probably someone out there like, oh my god, that would feel so good. Yo, but seriously, that would hurt. That's how bad the episode is to watch. And I completely agree. But I should show up about my opinion. Why is this controversial? Because it was just terrible. Especially the second episode, the second part. It was just horrendous. I hated it. It was just one big joke. Now, I get it. They're staying true to, of course, the books. But it was just handled in such a stupid way, and I just did not enjoy it. Like, 20 minutes of the episode was just goofiness. It was just goofiness, and it just felt out of place. And it wasn't even scaring the slightest until we got to the werewolf part, which was kind of it. Whatever, even. This Ripper, I think that was... I don't even know. But... seriously, very, very, missed potential in that second part. Could have been cool. Could have been just like the books, where it wasn't too goofy, and it was actually decently good. But, man, Jesus, I can see there's just so much bad with this episode. That's why it's so controversial. But I can also say that there are definitely some people who like the goofiness, so I can very much see why, because it is funny. It's not the worst thing in the world still. I mean, there's movies worse than that. Let's see. Let me just look down here. I can definitely say, I don't even know. Anyways, I was trying to name a movie worse than I just completely failed. But, yeah, overall, just, is that gnome sucking something? Anyways, yeah, overall, I can see so many reasons why people would hate and love this episode. And I mean, I said so much negative stuff. I can just say there are definitely some things that people like in this episode. If you like goofy goosebumps, which is just not most people's things. So, and I can't even count how many times I've seen people pick on this episode. Even Aussie fan in his latest stream, he mentioned that he just hated part 2. But he was like, this is what he did. Go watch it. Yeah, Aussie fan is back. I might include that in my news video. And actually made a new video, so you might want to go check that out. Link in my asshole. There won't be a link in the description, I'm too lazy. But, yeah, let's get into the ending of this video now, because I am extremely and utterly gay! Oh, sorry, a little close and personal. So, thank you for watching. Goosebumps is gay. Slappy's kind of attractive, in my honest opinion. I don't look into Goosebumps hats. At least Goosebumps once. My burp tasted like a graham cracker. And this has been the Goose Count, you know? Yeah, hold on. This has been the Goose Count, everybody. Let's go to the numbers. I'm waiting for something funny to happen. Holy shit, is that Chucky? Anyways. No, seriously, what the fuck? Chucky, what are you doing? Anyways, yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Link in my asshole for that video. And, yeah, this has been the Goose Count. I should end this now. And